Alrighty, this is a recording for the Blue Group, and this is for Test 3-2. This will begin the Monday after Thanksgiving and will continue all the way until November 8th, which is a Wednesday, and that is test day. That's the day when everything will be due, okay? As always, unless you haven't done the Blue Group before, it's worth 100 points. All right. So if you look down here, though it says you have to choose at least 3 different menu items, what I mean is you can't just choose 2 50s and be done. Okay. So you need to pick like a 50 and then a 20 and a 30. Okay. You've got some choices here. If you end up finishing early and you want to do more than 100 points, you can talk to your teacher about that. You cannot get over 100 as a grade, but we can take your percentage out of whatever points it is that you do. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go over all of these things, and that way you are ready, set, go to do the work. Okay? First, we're going to start with this one. It's called Create a Worksheet, all right? So basically what we're looking for is a practice worksheet that you would create like for a student to work. So think about a worksheet or something like you would see in class, okay? You want it to have at least 10 problems. At least 8 of them should be word problems. You can use the textbook here as a reference point. And speaking of the textbook, let's remember how to get in there. So from Canvas, you go into Modules. Under Resources, it's this one, Connect Ed, Online Textbook. And it wants you to load it into a new thing. Yours is going to look a tiny bit different than mine because I have different versions available to me. And it comes up with this. Okay, notice that you can click on the ebook. And you can type in down here whatever page numbers that you're looking for. So like we were just looking at, it said to use a textbook page 325 to 332 for reference. So I can go back here and I can just type in at the bottom 325, hit enter, and that shows me, oh, these are the kinds of problems that we're looking for. And you can hit the arrow here to take a look, and you can see when we're talking about these are the types of problems that we expect you to make. Okay, so this is just a really good reference. Please do not copy these problems, and I even put that in here. It's a starting point for you not to copy. Okay, you can write your worksheet neatly or you can type them. Make sure you include any student directions that you think are necessary, and it also says to have a cute graphic because you know students like that kind of stuff. Make sure you provide an answer key. So here you go. Here's how you're going to be graded. 10 problems, 8 word problems, neatness, and your graphic, your answer key, and this is worth a total of 30 points. Okay. I'm going to move on to the number tiles task, FDP. This is all about fraction, decimal, and percent, and I know we are moving past this a little bit, but I still thought this was a good task for us to do to practice. So if you're not familiar with it, this is a set of number tiles. I've already pulled up a page. This would be page 1. And you can see you're using the digits 0 through 9 to fill in the answers. Obviously, you know, this is going to take a little trial and error. Some of these are easier than others. Just when you start going through here, you're going to see some of them start working, some of them are equivalents. But this is, I think these are a lot of fun. They're logic puzzles. And like I said, you can work them, you can work with a partner, but make sure you always check your work when you are done. So back here, it says to complete at least 15 of these 20 pages. So remember, they're numbered at the top, like this is page 4, okay? There is a recording sheet that goes along with this for you to fill out, okay? When you're done, pick one of the pages that you solved to answer this writing prompt, okay? So like, let's just say I do it on page 4. So I would say, on page 4, I knew to start here because of this. I knew to do this next because of this. To finish, I did this. So it's just kind of like telling me why you started where you did and how you moved through it, okay? Here's the rubric for 15 pages. You're going to get 25 points. Your writing prompt is worth 5 for a total of 30 points. Okay? The next one is open middle. This is similar to number tiles. This is, again, all about ratios and proportions, okay? This time though, if you were in Blue Group last time, we only had you do like 3 out of these. We're going to have you do all of them this time. You can see that you're creating equivalent ratios or fractions. Okay, you can use the number tiles to help you move them, because see how it says to use digits 1 through 9 at most one time each. So you can actually use the tiles from number tiles to help you with this. Okay, there is a recording sheet here. And it says, I think it says it at the beginning, you're only doing this for one of the tasks, right? Yeah, here it goes. Choose one of the activities to complete the student recording sheet. So you're not going to do this recording sheet for all of them, just for one of them, because I want you to write down. So like, let's say you do it for this one. On unit fraction proportion, my first attempt was this, and it didn't work. What did you learn from this attempt? I learned da 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 da. How will your strategy change on your next one? Like, what are you going to do next? And so then you would put down your second attempt here. Okay, you may not need all of these attempts, but we have them here for you. If you were successful on your second or third attempt, great. I got it my second time, and this was the answer. Okay, again, this task is worth 20 points. So for completing all 5, you get 15 points, and then the recording sheet is worth another 5 points. Okay. We have a performance task this time. Basically, it's just a big math problem with different parts to it, okay? And so I think this is worth 20 points, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, performance task, yep, this is worth 20 points. So basically, there's not really a rubric that goes with it, because you're going to be graded on, are you getting the questions right or not? Okay, you can see that there's 4 different questions down here. So you can show work on a separate sheet of paper. We would really appreciate that. And then make sure you're numbering it so that we know what goes with what. Okay. All right. The last 2 things are our 2 projects. These projects are worth 50 points. There's a building a store project, 50 points. And then there's a bottle flipping project, also worth 50 points. So let's talk about the store opening one. Okay. Basically, you are supposed to be opening a store. All right. And you get to talk about the type of store it is, name your store, you're going to make a logo, how will it look, what will it be like. You're being very creative here, okay? But when you are going to have a store, you're going to put it in the mall, but you need to find your space, okay? And so again, if you read these directions very clearly, it's really clear here. It talks about you need the biggest space possible, find and compare the areas in order to decide which space is the best. And then there's a hint here, convert before finding the area, not after, okay? Conversions like feet and yards that are within a measurement system, like feet to yards or whatever, you can get those off of the star chart. But when it's conversions between systems like inches to centimeters or meters to yards, we're giving you those numbers. So please make sure that you use our numbers. Those are approximated numbers, because if you ever look those up, they are horrible decimals that don't really work well with math. So just use the numbers that I'm giving you. Also, please note it says to round to the nearest hundredth, okay? Down here at the bottom, it says circle the store space that is the best deal. So hopefully you know the best deal would be the store that has the greatest area, okay? After you've done that, then you need to create a sign for your store, and there's some criteria here. I've only given you one thing that it must be, but the other things are other criterias. Okay, we just have some vocabulary to get your brain working here, get you on this track about ounces, pounds, gallons, and such. All right, now it's time for you to actually try to get all the materials that you need. So for everything that you need to build your store, like concrete mix, you need so much, like 156 pounds. But the builder has 2,100 ounces. What you have to figure out is, does the builder have enough for you? And if not, how much more do you need? Okay, again, you're going to need to make some conversions. So if what you need, like within the system, that's on the math chart. If it's not on the math chart, I've provided it here for you. Okay, again, you're going to need to show work on a separate piece of paper. You do not have enough space to fit it all in this little bitty square. Okay, so please don't do that. All right. On the next page, you're supposed to figure out who's going to work in your store. So you have these candidates here, and these are all the hours or minutes that they can work. throughout the week, you want to select the 4 candidates that can work the most for you. And those are going to be your employees, okay? So after you figure out the total amount of time for each employee, you're going to put the 4 names of the 4 employees that you would hire, okay? And the final step for this is now you want to, it says your store is built and decorated, and you have a few more things to figure out. I put a note here, round to the nearest hundredth. You want to buy some rugs. So you've just got a few more things to do here with some problem solving, and that will complete it. This is a 50-point project. So you can bet, as far as grading, we are looking at, obviously some things it just needs to be complete, okay? We're not going to judge you on the beauty of your art, because I myself am no artiste, but you will be graded on the accuracy here of your conversions, which ones were the biggest. You will be graded on accuracy here, okay? These are going to be more open because there's just criteria that you have to meet. Here, it's either right or wrong because it's a vocabulary word. Here, this would be accuracy, yes or no, and how much more do you need? Again, the top 4 people, that's accuracy. And then here, this is accuracy. And also make sure, you know, when it says explain your answer, don't just put some work here and then leave it. You do need to explain, okay? The final project that you have a choice of doing is the water bottle flipping project. And yep, it is just what it sounds. All right. You're going to be conducting some experiments with a water bottle. And if you've never flipped a water bottle, well, then you just haven't been living life. But I'm pretty sure most kids have. You are trying to predict, it says, where you think the ideal fill level would be to have the most successful bottle flips. Okay, so this is kind of a cross-curricular thing for us. It's some science and some math, okay? I'm not going to go through this one in as much detail as the previous one because I think you can probably read this one, but it's more about conducting experiments. It tells you exactly what to do, why you did that, okay? You're going to actually get a bottle from home. So this could be like a water bottle. It could be, like a 20-ounce soda bottle, whatever. You're going to bring a bottle from home to do your investigation. Okay. You need to sketch it, and it says to be sure to include all these things. You have to measure it. All right. Then you're going to start filling your bottle. It says here, does the amount of water in your water bottle affect the success rate of your flipping? To find out, test your bottle with different amounts of water. Record your data on the chart below. The bottle I'm using holds this much. That means, like, what's the maximum that it would hold in ounces and milliliters, okay? And then you're going to practice filling it. Remember, on the previous page, you had put the ideal level, like wherever you thought that it was going to be. So you need to measure that out. So we'll have some measuring implements here. You'll need to actually get the water and fill it and measure how much it is, okay? You're going to make a ratio of water to air in the bottle. Then you're going to try to flip it 10 times, okay? And you're going to see how successful you are at flipping the water bottle 10 times. Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick little video. Now, we are not going to be as amazing as this kid is, I don't think, but we can always give it a shot. But in case you're not familiar with water bottle flipping, this should help you. I mean, seriously, what the heck, and how did he do that? I mean, seriously, this kid was amazing. You just have to be able to flip one bottle, not on top of each other. Okay, now back to our paper. So basically, when you flip it with however the amount in there, you're going to write how many successful flips that you had out of 10. You're going to make a ratio of successful to failed, and then find a percentage rate. And then you're going to change your water amount and do it again, and change your water amount and do it again, okay? You're looking for whatever the ratio is that is going to be most successful, all right? Okay, we want you to graph your results, which you're going to use from the previous page, the data. Okay, you're going to draw some conclusions. And then on another day, so not the same day, you're going to do it again. However, you're going to get a different bottle, okay? And you're going to go through this, all right, with the different bottle, okay? I'm not going to go through all this. It tells you exactly what to do, all right? This is also worth 50 points. Please keep that in mind. And there's a lot of things to do in here, okay? So how you're going to be graded, it's not necessarily on the math, right? Because there's not a ton of math except for like the percentages over here to do or any kind of conversions that you might need to do. But it's more about, you know, your conclusions that you're writing and the experiment that you're conducting. That's where you're going to get your 50 points, okay? So one more time, going back to our menu here, you're trying to equal 100 points. Our suggestion is to do one of the 50s, a 20, and a 30. Okay, you've got 8 days to get it done, and hopefully you will be successful and you're going to have fun and learn some new things along the way. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let your teachers know. And by the way, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving or had a great Thanksgiving break. I'm recording this the Friday before, so I hope you had a great break.